there was a phrase that struck me as I was preparing for this, and it's St. Paul's words, and he says here, "The Lord will rescue me from all evil attempts on me and bring me safely to his kingdom." What it doesn't say is that the Lord will make all evil attempts go away, disappear, and not happen at all. It doesn't say that. We have, in the first reading, St. Peter being imprisoned. This is exactly the same thing happened with St. Paul, him and Silas, imprisoned. We have if we go through the Acts of the Apostles and Paul's letters, we see all the great difficulties and struggles Paul had. Paul being shipwrecked 3 times, being scourged so many times, being beaten this number of times, being stoned almost to death a number of times. And we hear this, and I'm saying this because these 2 men made the choice for Jesus. Lord, I choose you. For good or for ill, it is you. Why you? Because you are God, you love me, and you've loved me with everything you have. You've given your life for me. And so their focus was on the kingdom of heaven. That was their focus for life. These days we have people who will preach the health and wealth gospel, that if I follow Jesus, I'll be healthy and wealthy, nothing bad will happen to me. And yet we see in St. Peter and St. Paul, lots and lots and lots of bad things happened to them, over and over and over again. The Lord will rescue me from all evil attempts, and he will bring me safely to his kingdom. And so the key is that the Lord would bring them safely to his kingdom. And safely to his kingdom didn't mean that they would go to the kingdom without suffering. It would mean that their lives would enable, the way they lived their lives will enable them to enter into the kingdom of heaven. That is safely to his kingdom. That is the goal of God. He wishes all of us to enter safely into his kingdom. And part of that safely involves suffering. That's a natural part of it. All of us will suffer. There is no one who gets a free pass. Nobody in life gets a free pass. Peter and Paul, these 2 pillars of our faith, did not get a free pass from suffering. But when they went through the suffering, they didn't complain, "Lord, why me? What have I done? I'm being a faithful follower to you. Why am I always getting shipwrecked, Lord?" And if that was us, we would abandon the faith. You know, I'm having such time. They beat me for following you, Lord, so it's no longer worth following you, so I'm going to leave following you. Lord, they stoned me because I'm a Christian, so I'm going to just abandon that because it's not worth the trouble. It's not worth it, Lord. Heaven and eternal life with you is not worth it. Really? So they kept their eyes on heaven, knowing that it was worth it. They had come to know Jesus and his love, which was greater than they could ever dream of or imagine. They'd come to know the heights, the depths, the length, and the breadth of the love of God, which was beyond all their imagining. And therefore, yes, it is worth it. Lord, whatever it takes, whatever suffering I have to go through for you and for your kingdom, Lord, I say yes. And there is our example.